For a rematch of Super Bowl 40. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's coming up next.
Well, to the locals, it's still and will always be Heinz Field. But for the rest of us, we're along the North Shore of the Allegheny and Ohio Rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So glad y'all could join us for this game. Kate, Scott, and Brock Hewitt on the call for it, and we're expecting quite a bit of offensive gamesmanship, partner. Some veteran savvy out there. Both of our starting quarterbacks have spent quite a long time in this league, and they've got plenty of experience to show for it.
Yeah, I like the way you say that right there. Gamesmanship and veteran savvy. Father Time, he chases down these skill guys. It's a game that's getting younger and younger, right? Because, well, it's hard to be as fast as you've been when you were a rookie. But as a quarterback, you've got to use your years of experience. Both these guys have to play this game from the neck up and still play it at a high level.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And we're underway from Pittsburgh. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's a Steelers first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
On play action now, Wilson. Avoid some trouble there. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. Pass didn't work on second. Let's see how that affects this third down. They'll try to run it with Harris. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a gain of 12 there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Motioning the tight end now. On first down, it's Wilson. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Russ now from the gun. The throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Russ is cooking again. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Rick Woolen with the INT.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
It's a pickup of 11, and it sets up Seattle with first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Pass complete to Walker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
From the gun, Smith. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Running back sent in motion. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. They kick the running back in motion. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. And again, it's Smith. Pass taken in by Lockett. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Throwing on third, Smith. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Steelers have it, headed the other way! And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. So just like that, Brock, a very nice drive ends in a whimper from that offense and a real roar from the defense, who get off the field by recovering that fumble.
Yeah, that defense was just getting walked backwards, and one of them finally said, enough is enough. And I'll tell you, the way they were moving the football offensively, I think you felt it, I felt it.
Yeah.
A touchdown was coming, but that defense responded.
The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And as they take the field, Brock, they got to be thankful that interception didn't cost them. Still scoreless here.
I like how you say they. I think the quarterback in particular,
Yep.
right, loves a chance to have in golf a breakfast ball or a mulligan, another opportunity to flush that first drive away.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. A carry by Harris here to start the drive. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought down on the play by Uchenna Nwosu. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running behind center with Harris. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Wilson on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Tick, tick, tick. Tick, tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. What a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down and pull off the conversion.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that, actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Completed here to Pickens. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Going right side, Harris with it. Room to the right. Has the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers parlay the turnover into a lead. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks taking the field for their second possession. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Smith. Brought in right side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
This is Walker on second. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for 3rd down.
Well, that run puts them right back in the same old situation for 3rd down. I really thought that run was going to get the couple inches they needed. And you could tell, just look at them down there, Kate. They thought it was going to work too.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
1st and 10 from the 41. Staying with Walker. Stiff arm success. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Walker on first down. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Options are open here. It's second and inches. Throwing now off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. Third down coming up. Shotgun snap to Smith. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Fourth down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. They're out and set, first and 10. Faking the handoff, now Wilson. Toward the sideline, and he's got Pickens. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
First down, here's Russ. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 45 on second down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Sticking in the air with Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Now an inside handoff to Harris. He's got a gain of 6 there. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up second and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Second down here, another give to Harris. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Wilson now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. Things sure have started out rough, and they've stayed that way through 2 drives. Maybe drive number 3 here is where we see this offense get rolling. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's a design boot. Finds Smith and Jigba. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Cole Holcomb there on the stop.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Walker running to the right. Room to work at the 35. And he's going to get this to the 39-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Smith on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they face 2nd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Smith. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Here's Walker running right. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Running with Walker again. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
1st down, Smith to throw. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback. if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
16 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Now an inside give to Walker. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Out of the gun, here's Smith. This throw is caught. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From the gun, Smith. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks start to fight back with their first points of this game. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball that's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks tie this game 7-7. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set 1st and 10. Austin put in motion right. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. But let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle him up before it came to fruition.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They give now to Najee. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now Wilson on the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They give to Harris from the gun. And this goes across midfield and into Seahawks territory. Give him 4 yards on the carry. Gets him some yards back, but still 3rd and 9 upcoming.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
Stays in the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
To get home and hit and impact the quarterback at this level, well, typically you got to do what this defense is doing, and that's keeping an offense off balance. Change up your looks, rotate your personnel, throw in some wrinkles, and once again, go hit that quarterback.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And that's well into the end zone, so a missed chance to stick them near the goal line. Instead, they're going to have the ball at the 20. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Hauled in by Lockett, right side. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing from the gun. He's going to try to drop it in deep. They connect on the deep shot. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks take a 2nd quarter lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers offense headed out. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Warren. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 34. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10, give to Harris. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Russ now from the gun. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Russ looking to throw. It's caught, Warren. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And not his best punt here. He drives it several yards into the end zone. That's going to lead to a touchback. The Seahawks offense ready to get going once again. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Slot man motioned over. Smith setting the throw. Pass complete to Walker. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
On 3rd down, Walker. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Michael Dixon on the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 46 on his first punt, so this one's pushing a little more distance. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. This one returned for 11 yards. And the Steelers will take over possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Catch made by Austin. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Running behind center with Harris. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. They send the tight end in motion. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Escapes out, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Cameron Johnston on to punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60 plus. And this punt lands in the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now Smith. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap to Smith. He's on the move. He can run it. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Walker hauls it in. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Smith. Rolling left, buying some time. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
Now Seattle going to call its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Gotta figure out this third down here. Well, last play didn't work out too well. Looks like they're going ground game now. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Seahawks bringing out the punt team. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. The Steelers getting to take the field one more time here in the half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. "19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it." All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. That brings us to the break, and it's the Seahawks taking a lead into that visiting locker room. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our Halftime Report. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Seahawks back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Finds Smith in Jigba. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Handoff to Walker from the gun. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field. Just an offense going to work, and moving those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, and they go right back to him. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
They go play action. Here's Smith. He finds Fant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll go with Walker on the counter. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying with Walker. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Going to the ground again on first. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Smith. Buying some time right. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Walker running to the right. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Seahawks grow the lead coming out of halftime. Geno Smith with a touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks double their lead to 14. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Going to Harris to start the half. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Throw complete to Williams. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Wilson now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't find Mike Williams on that throw. And now they're left with 4th and short. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
The Seahawk offense taking the field now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Walker. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 23. Completed to Lockett. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
A give up the gut to Walker. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
First down, Smith to throw. Gets everything he has under this throw. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. So that brings up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Man in motion, out of the slot. Back to the air, it's Smith. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Throwing on third, Smith. And the Steelers get home. They drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
That's now a handful of sacks for the defense and a handful of bruises for the quarterback. Consider this, Kate. Truly elite defenses in this league, well, they average just over 3 sacks a game during an entire season. You put up 5 in a contest, you're playing like one of the league's best.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's been getting all of it every time out. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. He has it at the 13. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Austin's there to haul it in. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Harris gets it on the counter. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Russ now from the gun. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They give to Harris from the gun. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Harris once more. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson. The throw left side finds Freiermuth. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now here's Russ. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me. with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Ross off the play fake. Escapes the pocket. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Harris. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And this return gets to the 30 before he's stopped. The Seahawks ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Pass complete to Walker. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now Walker. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Throw on 3rd down. He's on the move. He's running for it. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
On now comes their punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. This one strikes down at the 1, and predictably, into the end zone it goes for the touchback. The Steelers and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And this run gets across the 20 to about the 21. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense. More good numbers well into this 2nd half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Has a man. It's Brown. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Walker. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
This is Walker on 2nd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
And the Steelers going nickel, third down. Shotgun snap to Smith. Into the hands of Walker. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on third down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
Punt team on the field. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Wilson out of the pistol. It's taken in by Williams. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Going right side, Harris with it. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Russ looking to throw. That's going to be caught by Washington. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Give him 3 on that gain. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Wilson now, 1st and 10. It's caught right side by Freiermuth. And this one does not go far.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Wilson now from the gun. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 13 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Wilson to the air. Hits him on the out route. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Headed out right. He's running with it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. Pick up a 5 on that play, and that's a Steelers 1st down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
And he'll go down here at the 16. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Has it in close. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Wilson looking to throw. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers now trailed by just a point in the 4th. Mike Williams, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Smith. He'll get this one to Brown. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. A play fake, now Smith to throw. Finds his back complete. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. It's Walker on the give. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 42. Bails out of the pocket quick. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Walker now from the gun. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Running with Walker again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Out left, and Lockett makes the grab. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Hand off to Walker from the gun. Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. That's caught. Here's Zach Charbonnet.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Toss play, this is Walker. And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks take a 4th quarter lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A carry by Harris here to start the drive. And after a little running, he gets this up to the 32. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Caught by Freiermuth. And this one doesn't go far.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. He'll throw it. Forced out. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 69-yard punt. What a kick. And it'll be Seahawks football. The offense getting set to go. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go play action here. They did it! He made the interception! And the Steelers have some new life in the 4th. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's Wilson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. He'll look to throw it. Has it in close. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Seahawks offense running out now. The game really in their hands at this point, Brock. We're going to see whether it's a celebration coming up next or overtime. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. Setting up to pass. Connects with Fant. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Walker on 1st down. Oh, stiff arm. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Staying with Walker. And it's a gain on the run down to the 23. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Now an inside give to Walker. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. An important attempt coming up here for Jason Myers. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. That one is good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. First and 10 now from the 30. Here he is to throw. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Escapes the pocket. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. Now to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, these third and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on third and short, they can't get the job done.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Pushes this one towards the sideline. He's got it, and the feet are in bounds too. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on fourth down and pick up the first.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. Catch is made down the right sideline. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
So here's Chris Boswell in a high-pressure spot. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. He's going to push one deep down the right. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense ready to get going again now. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give up the gut to Walker. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Flush down now, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Buys time. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Let's be real clear, there is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. He's got this at the 27, and he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Steelers will take over possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Got Williams, and it's complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 36. Completed over the middle. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Russ now from the gun. It's taken in by Williams. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Russ is cooking again. This ball's caught by Pickens. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st down, here's Russ. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A handoff for Harris running right. And he runs it in for the touchdown. Start the celebration, baby. They win it in overtime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.